What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about a couple of different stories today. There was so much stuff that happened yesterday, and we saw President Biden go to Capitol Hill to try to negotiate with Democrats to move forward with the voting rights bills, and it doesn't look like we're going to have that happen. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I also want to talk about the top tennis player that I talked a little bit about this yesterday in a poll, and I want to do a follow-up on that because there's some more news when it comes to that. And then I want to talk about the potential stimulus package in February, so I want to discuss that. But first off, on this channel, we talk about current events and what's going on in Washington, D.C. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. There are so many things that were coming down. We saw the Supreme Court come down with a decision when it comes to mandates in businesses. We just saw so much. I mean, it seemed like every couple of hours there was a breaking news story. And I want to focus mainly on the voting rights bill because I think that is very, very important. And I think that that's something that was another situation where President Biden did not get what he wanted. So President Biden went to Capitol Hill. He was trying to talk to the Democratic senators and trying to get them on board with the voting rights bills. Now, they're on board. I shouldn't say he was trying to get them on board for the voting rights bill because they want the voting rights bill. That's not the issue. The issue is making changes to the filibuster. And that's where things are hung up because we're looking at a situation right now where we have Democrats that support the voting rights bill. They have 50 Democrats support the voting rights bill. Matter of fact, you had Senator Sinema, who we very rarely see on the Senate floor. She was on the Senate floor yesterday talking about how she supports and why she supports the voting rights bills. However, what she doesn't support making changes to the filibuster. And therein lies the problem. She does not support making changes to the filibuster. And Senator Manchin also does not support making changes to the filibuster. And so now we're looking at a situation where it looks like the majority leader, Schumer, will be calling a vote, and it looks like the vote's going to be on Tuesday now, calling a vote on Tuesday for the voting rights bills. But they need 60 votes, and they don't have 60 votes. They have 50 votes, 50 Democrats supporting it, but you don't have any Republicans right now supporting it, or at least right now they're not talking about their supporting it. We'll have to see when the majority leader calls it to the floor. We'll have to see if we have some Republicans that actually vote for it. But right now, the anticipation is they're not going to get the 60 votes that they need, which means that filibuster will be in play, which means that they can't move forward with the bill. And so I know it's frustrating for a lot of you to just watch this and see how Congress, they're just not functioning. They're not working. They're not working together. They're not working at all. And because of this whole situation, this is another thing where we saw Build Back Better just last week, and now we're seeing this when it comes to the voting rights bill. Will Congress be able to get anything done? That is the question. And we're in an election year, so it means that they need to do something, because if they don't do anything, I can't see them getting reelected. I really can't. And you have Democrats right now, they are controlling the House, they're controlling the Senate, as well as the presidency, and we might see some changes. Okay, now some people might say, oh, changes, that's good, we're going to see changes. But just be careful what you wish for, because Republicans, they have not put forward a platform. So we don't know exactly what they want to do. And when it comes down to it, a lot of these different proposals that are coming out, they're to help the American people. They're there for the American people. And we're talking about the voting rights bill. We're talking about Build Back Better. Build Back Better has a lot of things in there to help the American people. We have the Medicare expansion. We have prescription drug reform. We have the child tax credit. These are all things that they're talking about, and these things directly help the American people. Now, Republicans have not said anything about any of this stuff. They haven't shown any support for any of this stuff. So we'll have to see what they want to do when it comes to moving forward. They're also talking about a stimulus package in February, because we're looking at a situation where Omicron is pretty much taking over the U.S. And because of that, they need more funding. Okay. And right now the targets are businesses and testing and also having just more available of vaccinations. And so those are the main focuses when it comes to this stimulus package. But as you know, the way the stimulus packages work, once they get a proposal out there and they start talking about certain things, then they start adding things to it. So there is a potential for more direct payments if they start adding those things to this stimulus package. But the good news is they are talking about another stimulus package. And the even better news is you have a few Republicans, a very small number of Republicans that are on board for this stimulus package. So we'll have to follow it. We'll have to see where it goes. But when it comes to President Biden trying to get things done, he has Democrats that are just not, they just do not want to go along with him. And that's a huge problem right now, especially during an election year, and especially after we saw what happened with Build Back Better and that failure. Well, let's call it what it is. It was a failure. Now we'll have to see if they can move forward in the future. But as of right now, they failed on Build Back Better. So we'll have to see where they go. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's just so much stuff. And President Biden right now, I think he needs to get to the point where he's fighting. He just needs to fight. He needs to fight his own party. He needs to call them out. A couple of days ago, he tried calling out Senator Sinema indirectly, calling out Senator Manchin as well. He needs to call them out directly. He needs to let the people know these are the senators that are holding this up. He's trying to play nice guy here. And no, you know what? I don't want to hurt feelings. I don't want to do that. No, he needs to come out and say, look, I want these things, but these two senators do not want them. And why don't they want them? And put it on them. So when they have to go back to their constituents can ask the same question. What's going on? Why are you holding these things up? So as of right now, we're looking at a vote on the voting rights bills on a Tuesday. And then from there, it will probably fail. And if it does fail, then I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to move forward. But it's crazy. It is crazy right now when it comes to trying to get legislation through Congress. It's just not working. And we're seeing that. It's right before our eyes. I do daily videos on this topic, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification. And you'll be the first to know if and when we see some movement when it comes to these bills. Okay, I want to talk about another story now. I mentioned this one yesterday, and I want to go ahead and pull it up now because this was one of those stories where you have this tennis player here, Novak D. I'm going to call him Novak D. I don't know how to say his last name. In the comment section, let me know if you guys know how to say his last name, pronounce it. But it's Australian cancels Novak D's visa again. Okay, so they canceled his visa again. So this is, I'm not going to say this is good news, but the way that I looked at this whole situation, I thought that this tennis player should not be able to go to Australia if he refuses to get vaccinated. And that's the situation here. So they canceled his visa again, upending tennis star's quest for record 21st Grand Slam title. So he is the best tennis player in the world, ranked number 1. And he is refusing to be vaccinated. And he is traveling, or he's in Australia now, but he traveled to Australia and he was not vaccinated. And their rules are that you need to be fully vaccinated in order to enter the country. And so because he was in the country, they canceled his visa. And then it went to court, and court ruled, no, he can stay and he can play. He can participate in this tennis tournament. So that became an issue when it comes to Australian officials. And so they start looking at this and saying, well, no, he should not be able to play. And it looks like for the second time, they went ahead and canceled his visa. Now, I guess this can go back to court and the judge can rule on it again. I don't know if it'll be the same judge, but we're looking at a situation where I think they're doing the right thing, because I don't think this tennis player should get any type of special treatment for this to play tennis. I just don't. If the rules are you need to be fully vaccinated and he is not fully vaccinated, then he should not be able to enter the country and he should not be able to play. That's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think, so let me know down below. But right now, it looks like he will not be able to play in the Grand Slam, so we're going to have to follow this story and see where it goes. But when it comes to all the different stories that are going on right now, President Biden trying to negotiate with other Democrats to try to get this legislation through, get both the voting rights bill, the Build Back Better, and now they've added one to the table when it comes to the stimulus package. And we'll have to see if they even try to move forward with that. There's just so much stuff going on. We still have this Omicron variant, and it's getting bad. Like I went yesterday, and this is a personal story I'll talk about. I went yesterday to get my car fixed, and I went to the dealer, and the auto center, they could not see me. They didn't have, you couldn't just drop in. You had to have an appointment, and their next appointment was a week from today. So I had to set that appointment. And then after I set the appointment, I thought, you know what? I know of another auto body, a place that is, well, not nearby, but a little ways away. But let me go there. It's the same company. Let me go there. So that's what I did. I went to that auto body center. Now, this is at a dealer. Okay. So I went to a dealer, their auto body center. And so when I get there, same thing. And he told me, we can't even look at your car for a couple of days. So you're going to have to leave it here for a couple of days. And once we look at it, then we can diagnose it, and then we can let you know what the problem is. So basically, he was telling me it's going to take 3, 4, maybe 5 days in order for you to get your car back. And they both said the same thing. It's because of COVID. We are short on staff. We don't have enough staff here right now to take care of all the customers. And so we're looking at a situation right now. We've seen it in the airport industry. We've seen it in the healthcare industry. We're now starting to see it all over. And so the hope is that we are at the top of this peak and we're on our way down. But it's really, really getting crazy. It really is. And when it comes to food on the shelves, we're talking about in grocery stores, there limited food on the shelves, same thing. I mean, distribution has been affected. So there's just so much stuff going on right now. And this is a situation where President Biden really needs to get things done. And things are not getting done right now. So we'll hopefully in the next couple of months they can get these bills passed. But as of right now, there's a lot of things on the table and nothing is getting done. So I want to know what you guys think about all this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.